Hey guys, so I was sitting on the shitter, and it came to me, and I thought I should talk about movies that are bad, that people seem to have. I mean, this movie has a cult following now. It's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show of bad movies. You know, people are still going on about it. It was made 2003, and the guy Tommy Wiseau is not talented, really. In fact, actually, looking at the set, like it looks like right over here, it looks like some of the set is like breaking off. The stairs look horrible. Like they're like, oh, just paint it real fast. Um, and then the background obviously doesn't look like it's there, especially when it's lined up with right here with the door. But I was thinking, it's like, what makes movies like this stand out? Now, being having a bad movie doesn't necessarily make it bad, in a sense of there are movies that are so bad that they're fun to watch, or they evoke some kind of emotion. So think to yourself, what is a movie supposed to do? It's supposed to entertain you. So if a movie is bad, but it entertains you, has it not fulfilled its purpose? Now, you could say, well, what about scary movies or emotional movies where you're supposed to be crying? Same thing applies to that, too. So, let me give an example. Probably one of the saddest parts people can mention in movies with Titanic. Spoiler alert at the very end. So, the ship's going down. Rose and Jack, she's floating on the door and she doesn't feel the need to move her stupid ass over. He's in the water freezing to death. So, they go through the whole, you're not going to die here, Rose. You're going to go on. You're going to have lots of babies, grow to be an old woman, and you're going to die warm in your bed and some shit like that. And he's like, I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go. And then, like, she falls asleep, because it's getting too cold for her. And then she wakes up, and then he's dead because he froze to death. So, she's like, Jack, Jack, like for like 2 minutes, just Jack. So of course, it's an emotional scene because we've seen the development of their relationship and we saw what kind of character he was. He was very sympathetic character. You felt bad for him. He didn't exactly have a great life, and he was going to a different place and make a better life for himself, and this and that. And I mean, people were constantly after him. You had fucking Billy Zane after him. So. So when he dies, it's very emotional for people. But that's invoked from being a good performer. Now, Tommy Wiseau, on the other hand, he could do that exact same scene, and you would laugh your ass off because it is so terrible that you will have no choice but to laugh. You're like, am I supposed to feel sorry? Like, he could be Jack, and he could be going through his line of, you're not going to die here, you're going to grow to be an old woman, you have lots of babies. But he cannot act. His accent prevents things from coming out properly. I mean, for the longest time, people had no idea where this guy came from. Apparently, he's from Poland. He's 64 years old. But he has a very interesting way of talking. Basically, like chills with an accent. In fact, I wanted to do some of his lines with Chill's voice, but we're gonna watch this little short scene. This is the most infamous. This is the "Oh hi Mark." So here he's supposed to be mad. His fiance is telling her people or her mother and her friend or whatever that he hit her when he really didn't hit her. She tried to get him drunk, and for her reasons, because she doesn't love him anymore. She loves his best friend and this and that. So here he's been told that he hit her. So it's supposed to be emotional. It's supposed to be anger. Now watch this and tell me if it comes off as angry or just hilarious. So remember, the way you act conveys the emotion. If you act like him and try to be serious, and this goes for the end of the movie, and I'll maybe show a little bit of that, but this pretty much says it all. So,
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh.
so he's supposed to be angry, and he has the bottle as a prop. He's supposed to throw it down on the ground and show anger, but instead you get like this weird delivery, and it's the strangest thing to hear because his face is almost like he's trying to act, but like here, watch it again, and really just watch his face and watch his body movements. And
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
and then he's supposed to go from this he anger or whatever he's supposed to be feeling to, oh hi Mark, like this casual, oh hey buddy boy, how you doing. It doesn't follow any sort of sense at all, and that's what this movie is. And I guess I'll just use this as a way to talk about the movie. This movie makes no fucking sense. It really doesn't. There are plot points in this movie that get brought up once that never get brought up again. His fiance Lisa, her mom's like, I got the test results back. I definitely have breast cancer. That's the only time you hear about it. That's the only time they bring it up. He talks about his job throughout the movie, but we never actually see him. I think it works like a bank or something like that. He said, of course, he said something about his ideas put into practice. He says, of course, my ideas saved the bank millions or something. So I think he works for a bank. So it's for him, apparently it's this really steady, well-paying job, and so he has all this money that he can just throw at his fiance. But there's the scene where he's talking to Mark, and he says something about a new client, and he's like, Mark's like, "What new client?" He's like, "I can't tell you. That's confidential. Anyway, how's your sex life?" It's like there's no point in half of this stuff. There's the kid that he takes care of, Denny. One, we don't even know where the fuck Denny came from. He's just there at the beginning of the movie. He's like, "Oh, I just like to watch you guys." He's up there, and they're like pillow fighting before they fuck, and he's like, it's okay. I'm sorry. I just like to watch you guys." And like the lines and the delivery just from everyone are just so awkward. But that's there's the thing with Denny with the money. Some guy comes after Denny, and he's like, I sold him drugs, and it's the same thing never comes up again. It's like, yeah, I need the money. What kind of money? The green kind. And he doesn't say that, but that's what I think when they say what kind of money. It's like, what? He's going for rubles. He's going for the rubles of Mother Russia. No. So we're gonna watch some. Now this was bad enough. Now this next part, they talk about do you think girls cheat the way guys do? Yeah, they do. I'm sorry. I may not be a professional. Well, that seems like projection. No. So Mark and him talk, and Mark tells him a story about a girl he knew who got beaten up and ended up in the hospital, and then watch how he reacts. So hopefully we're gonna.
Oh, hey Johnny, what's up? I have a problem with Lisa. She said that I hit her. What? Well, did you? No, it's not true. Don't even ask. What's new with you?
How's your
I'm just sitting
sex
up here
life?
thinking, I got a question for you. Yeah. You think girls like to cheat like guys do? What makes you say that? I don't know. I'm just thinking. I don't have to worry about that because Lisa's loyal to me. Yeah, man, you never know. People are very strange these days. I used to know a girl. She had a dozen guys. One of them found out about it, beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital on Guerrero Street. What a story, Mark. Yeah, you can say that again.
So he's told of a story where a girl he knew gets told where she sees a bunch of guys, and one of them found out that he wasn't the only guy, and he beat her up so badly she ended up in the hospital. And what he does is, wow, what a story, Mark. It's like, what? Why are you laughing? That's not a story to laugh at. The girl ended up in a hospital because some guy beat the shit out of her. It's like, it makes no fucking sense. And there's Danny. And then I think this is where he says, if a lot of people love each other, the world will be a better place to live. Also, okay, hang on. I'm going to cut away real fast. I may insert a little cute intermission or not. I don't know. But I'm going to pull up another clip, and I will see you then. So hang on a sec. Alright, so here's the next scene. It's only 45 seconds. But also, pay attention to the strange, odd delivery. And we'll break it down once you see it. But it is... When I first saw this, I thought I had a stroke or something. I'm like, what? What did I just fucking watch? So...
Hi.
Can I help you?
Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you. Here you go.
That's me. How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Go, keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Like... Okay, so there is so much to break down. He enters, and he... Okay, on the defense of her, you know, when he does come in, you can see that it is kind of... So, like, when he comes in, he says...
Hi.
Can I help you?
He says, hi, can I... You know, he says, hi, and she says, can I help
Yeah,
you?
can I have...
But apparently the front door is, like, right here, so maybe she said, you know, after she says the whole, you know, oh, hi, Johnny, I didn't know it was you. Maybe I can forgive that because you have a bunch of stuff in the way, but being a store, I would assume she has clear access to look at the front door in case, you know, something happens or something, so I might be able to forgive that, and not just blame it on crappy writing, because it's like, who else looks like this? I mean, he's wearing sunglasses, but, oh, hi, Johnny, I didn't know it was you, which means she knows who he is. And I love the dogs. The dog's face.
Have a dozen red roses, please?
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you. Here you go.
That's me.
And why did he say, that's me? So, is he saying that's me to when she says, oh, hi, Johnny, I didn't know it was you? Or is he saying that's me because maybe he, like, pre-ordered the roses? Because he just comes in and says a dozen red roses. So is it that he... Like, it's never given to why he's saying, that's me.
How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Go, keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a
And then it's just rushes, like, hi, doggy.
lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And then he just rushes out, and then, like, the dialogue is so freaking, so rushed. It's like the Nostalgia Critic said, it's like they only rent this place for a certain amount of time, so they have to just get it done. It's like, oh shit, we're running low on time. Okay, guys, just keep going. Okay, so the final scene is the best one. This is the other one that people know. And it's funny because the line that he says is actually said by James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause, which is 1955. And he does exactly almost the same thing with the whole "you're tearing me apart," except he says "tearing me apart, Lisa," with James Dean just says "you're tearing me apart." Great scene. I'm like, great. You know, James Dean was great. It's a shame he died at like 25. He was really young when he died. I think it was a car accident. Shame. But yeah, that's where the whole "you're tearing me apart" thing came from, was Rebel Without a Cause. You can go find it on YouTube. I mean, I could show it here, but what? have it at your fingertips here, so shouldn't have to show you everything. But see, he like tries to go through like an average day for a person, like what they would do, and
your secret is safe with me.
Hello, Michelle. I heard you.
I heard you.
What secret?
It's between us women. Hi, Johnny.
Did you get a new dress?
Well, I guess I better be going. I'll just talk to you guys later. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Lisa, remember what I told you.
With great power comes great responsibility. And only you can prevent wildfires.
What's she talking about?
It's girl talk. I just told you that.
I never hit you. You shouldn't have any secrets from me. I'm your future husband.
You sure about that? Maybe I'll change my mind.
Don't.
So, like, just to be clear, everyone's probably like, wow, she's a fucking bitch. Yeah, she really is a fucking bitch. Like, she falls in love with Mark, and instead of just telling Johnny that she doesn't love him anymore, she keeps going behind his back, fucking Mark on the side, but still putting up the facade that, you know, they're gonna be together. And then finally she gets to the point where, you know, she's making up that she's pregnant, and this stuff where she's trying to basically distance herself for him to try to get the hint, rather than just saying, I don't want to be with you. While her mother's like, well, you don't have, you know, your job sucks. You don't have a good job or a job at all. He is financially stable. You should stay with him, even if you don't love him. Which, understandable. There are a lot of people who get married for financial security, you know, and sometimes they end up loving each other due to being around each other all the time, and sometimes they don't. But there are a lot of people who enter a marriage for that financial security. You know, maybe their life isn't going so good like hers. Apparently she had like some kind of computer job or something, and that didn't work out, so Johnny's the one providing for her. So instead of just accepting that maybe her mom is right, she keeps doing this whole thing. It's like there's no in between. It's either tell him that you don't want to be with him, or shut the fuck up about it and marry him and be financially secure. There's no in between. There's no have your cake and eat it too, where you're married to him and complain about him and then fuck his friend on the side. It doesn't work. Either tell him and break that off, or shut your mouth and stay married to get married to him and not have to worry about anything. But yeah, so she is actually a bitch.
Talk like that? What do you mean?
What do you think? Women change their minds all the time.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
Look, I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to go upstairs and wash up and go to bed.
How dare you talk to me like that? You should...
He's like overreacting. It's like she hasn't really even yelled at him or done anything wrong. She's just acting like a bitch. And he's like, how dare you talk to me like that? It's like, why are you pushing her down, dude?
Tell me everything.
I can't talk right now.
She always says that
Why,
throughout the
Lisa?
whole movie.
Why, Lisa? Please talk to me, please. You're part of my life. You know everything. I could not go on without you, Lisa.
You're scaring me.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
Why are you so hysterical?
Do you understand life? Do you?
It's so amazing.
Don't worry about it. Everything will be all right.
You drive me crazy.
Good night, Johnny.
Don't worry about it. I still love you. Good night, Lisa.
It's just... What? There's so much shit going on. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Alright, so I actually went ahead and pulled this scene up just so we can have a comparison between a good actor and a bad actor. So this is, like I said, Rebel Without a Cause, 1955, and this is James Dean, a young James Dean.
You're tearing me apart!
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again!
That's a fine way to behave.
Well, you know who he takes after.
Oh!
So that was James Dean, and remember, he was young, and but you kind of get the emotion that he's trying to portray there. He's being, one thing, you say this, you say that, and he's just conflicted, he's confused, he's annoyed, and then you have him, which...
You're scaring me.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
What?
It's almost like he's trying to mimic James Dean, but badly.
Why are you so hysterical?
Because I can't act, Lisa. I'm trying to give emotion. Anyway, how's your sex life? I'm sorry. But it's... Like I said, these are scenes where you're supposed to be like, oh my god, I feel so sorry for him. But instead you laugh. Because it comes across as so crappy. Which goes back to what I said in the very beginning. This movie sucks. Every sense of the word sucks. But it's fun to watch. That is why it has a cult following. This is why, like I said, it's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, where, certain parts of the movie you got, they fucking throw spoons. Not in Rocky Horror, in here. They're like fucking throwing spoons because Mark's house has got like a fucking picture of a spoon in it. So it's got its own cult following. It's such a bad movie, but it entertains people. And as I said in the beginning, that is what a movie is supposed to do. It's supposed to entertain. You go to the movies to be entertained. You don't go there to just... You want to have some kind of emotional connection, whether it be sadness or anger or empathy, sympathy, whatever it may be. And that's why characters are written specific ways. Think of your favorite TV shows. Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, House, any other, Game of Thrones, pretty much any big show like that is well loved by people. The characters are written in a way for you to feel a certain way. They want you to feel a certain way towards them. Like Breaking Bad, for instance. We have Walt, who is the chemistry teacher who is dying of lung cancer. In the beginning, they want you to feel sorry for him. They want you to say, well, he is dying of cancer, and he wants to be financially secure for his family. So, using the chemistry that he knows in order to make meth, something that will give a person a high without all those nasty side effects, he says himself in the show that he wants to make something that is chemically sound that will perform as advertised. And he's able to get it up to 99.1% pure. No Sudafeds, no extra ingredients, just pure chemistry with natural ingredients. And then you're like, oh wow, he's making all this money, he's going to be able to provide for his family after he's dead. But it doesn't stop there. And then he slowly goes from the villain, or the hero, to the villain. First he goes from just kind of hiding bodies by, dissolving them in acid, to flat out murdering people. Though he did kill Crazy 8, but Crazy 8 was trying to kill him, so he didn't have a choice. To points where he is outright killing people, like in the middle of, I think it's like season 5, when he takes out Gus with him and Hector. They kind of make a deal where Gus goes to visit Hector and kind of tease him. And this time when he goes there, Hector has a little bell on his wheelchair, and he keeps clicking it, and it's kind of setting off the bomb that they have attached to his wheelchair, and it blows up. Gus walks out, great scene. He walks out, he fixes his tie, and you see half of his face is gone, and it was just a great scene. But this is Walt, who was set up to be the hero, the sympathetic character, the guy dying of cancer. But then he turns out to be the villain. Because every time he says, I'm going to stop, I'm done with cooking meth, I'm done, being violent, he just keeps going back to it. Same thing with his wife, Skylar. She's made to be the person that everyone hates because she's constantly nagging him. She's constantly, berating him with shit. Constantly not trusting him, which obviously she has reason not to trust him. And then when she finds out that he is actually making meth, she becomes part of it. Not because she wants to, but because she thinks it's really the smartest thing to do. So she becomes basically his bookkeeper, and then she rents out a fucking storage unit. They go in, and there's like a whole fucking bed of money. But characters are written to be a certain way. They want you to feel certain emotions with certain characters. So, like I said, put Tommy Wiseau in a movie or a show in something emotional where they show anger or sadness, where they have to cry or yell, and put him in that. See if you get that same reaction. Is it going to be serious, or is it going to be funny because of his presentation and how he portrays it? He has such an interesting way of talking, but it's kind of like Christopher Walken. He has a very distinct way of talking, but unlike Tommy Wiseau, Christopher Walken can be funny. He can be emotional. He can be threatening. Of course, the best thing I can think of with Christopher Walken is from Batman, and it's him and Bruce and Catwoman, and he's like, Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed up like Batman? It's like, what? His delivery on that line is so amazing. And then Catwoman's like, because he is Batman, or he is Batman. It's like, was, and then pulls up the gun, but it's like, Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed up like Batman? So there are certain people who have accents, but it works in their favor because of delivery. But like I said, he can do things. Tommy, not so much. I mean, Christopher Walken is a guy, you watch him on SNL, and he's facing this way, but he's constantly looking straight at the camera because he has to read the cue cards because he can't remember his lines. So you'll see him, talking to someone over here, and he'll be looking over at the camera and reading, and then he'll constantly look back at them, and he'll do his little hand movements, but he's good, especially in movies. Tommy is not. But again, I say, why do we go to movies? To be entertained. Are you not entertained? It is entertaining, and it's on YouTube, so I would recommend watching. It is a clean version because there's some pointless nudity in this, but it's all been cut out for you. Well, not cut out, censored. Well, not really, more just blurred completely. Like the whole box, the whole screen is just fucking blurred. No blurring on the nipples or the booty cheeks. No, they just have the whole fucking screen blurred. But yeah, it's on YouTube. I would recommend watching it. And then come back and tell me what you thought of it. It's not a long movie. It's like an hour and some odd minutes, just like a normal movie. But it's well worth it. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, what are you waiting for? Go look it up, find it, watch it, and then come back here and tell me what you thought. If you have watched it before, tell me what you thought. Either way, comment below what you thought about it. And do you think I'm right about Tommy, where you could put him in any kind of role and he would just make it hilarious no matter what it's supposed to be, whether it be sad or serious or something like that? Or do you think he does have some acting chops that he's just not showing us? Either way, let me know down below. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.